Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, former Andy Ruiz Jr. trainer Manny Robles has said that he was embarrassed and ashamed by Andy Ruiz Jr. and the performance, his weight, everything going in to the Anthony Joshua rematch. Now, Manny Robles didn't just say that he was ashamed and embarrassed by him, he also said that Andy Ruiz Jr. did come in good shape. He's a good fighter, a good chap, but ultimately he just wasn't focused and wasn't good enough to beat Anthony Joshua a second time because he didn't have the focus of the first fight, because in the first fight he was not world champion. He wasn't even close to an opportunity. He was coming off a fight against Dimitrenko. Obviously he won, he had 1 week off, got straight back to training and was ready for Anthony Joshua. The hunger was unbelievable, but in the rematch he's at the top of the mountain, he's the guy with the belts, he's the champion now. So it was a lot more difficult for Andy Ruiz Jr. to ignite that fire like he did in the first fight in the second one. Now, we cannot just say that it's just because of Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. didn't just lose the fight. Anthony Joshua won the fight. So ultimately you can say that Andy Ruiz Jr. was not focused, he was not in the best shape, he was overweight, he wasn't 100%, all of these excuses, but ultimately the better man won. Just as the better man won on June 1st, and that was Andy Ruiz Jr., let's make no mistake about that. But on December 7th, that was Anthony Joshua who was the better man, and there is no escaping that. So the best Andy Ruiz Jr. turns up, and I believe that Anthony Joshua still beats him, because that is Anthony Joshua who has a game plan. That is a fully focused Anthony Joshua as well. And I just believe that he beats Andy Ruiz Jr. when he's in that mindset. And many people might disagree with me, but ultimately I just believe that Anthony Joshua does have the beating of Andy Ruiz Jr. because if you look at the first fight, Anthony Joshua went in not focused, maybe similar to how Andy Ruiz Jr. went into the second fight, but Anthony Joshua was still winning the fight. He was outboxing Ruiz early doors in the first 2 rounds, knocked Ruiz down. So that's Anthony Joshua when he had the same mindset as Andy Ruiz Jr. did in the second fight. And that was still what he was able to do. An unfocused and someone who wasn't really in the right frame of mind for that fight, he was still able to do that to Andy Ruiz Jr. But obviously we know the rest, what happened after. But ultimately Anthony Joshua still would have done the same thing. If the same Ruiz was in there from June 1st, Anthony Joshua still would have beat him because he had the right game plan. He knew what he needed to do to beat him. Jab, move, hit him hard and often, because every now and then Andy Ruiz Jr. would get more confident, get a bit more brave. But every time Andy Ruiz Jr.'s confidence started to build, there was a big right hand from Anthony Joshua to remind him that you cannot have your own way. And that is exactly what Anthony Joshua needed to do to win this rematch. That's what he needed to do to win the first fight. But in the first fight, he lost his discipline and rushed in way too quick to try and finish the show. And Andy Ruiz Jr. is not any other fighter that he has faced. He's very different. You can't just walk him down and knock him out. He will come back forward. He will fight fire with fire, no matter whether he's hurt or not. Andy Ruiz Jr. will come back. So that being said, it wasn't because of Andy Ruiz Jr. that he lost the rematch. It was because Anthony Joshua was just too good. Any version of Andy Ruiz Jr., as I said, Anthony Joshua beats him with that game plan and with that discipline. It's about discipline. So ultimately, yes, Andy Ruiz Jr. could have been lighter, could have been faster, could have been more focused, but ultimately he never stopped trying to win that fight. From the first round to round 12, he was on it. He didn't give up. And he could have, because look at Joseph Parker, the only other man who went 12 rounds with Anthony Joshua. After a couple of rounds, he started to shell up. He started to run out of ideas and maybe think that, let's just go to 12 rounds. Let's just get a decision. It might be a loss, but ultimately, I'm not going to get knocked out by this guy. So he done that, but Andy Ruiz Jr. did not do that. Andy Ruiz Jr. kept trying to win the fight. So while, yes, he was overweight, maybe he wasn't focused, but he wasn't an embarrassment and he wasn't anything to be ashamed of because he was a world champion. And as I said, he's shown the heart of a fighter, never giving up, continuing to try and win the fight. So that is one thing that Andy Ruiz Jr. can take away from this. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Former Andy Ruiz Jr. Manny Robles has said that he is embarrassed by that performance of Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua 2. Guys, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Click your thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.